got my beat from London.
Ice style, no stylish, no Chanel, Saint Laurent, Gucci bag, lifestyle, no stylish, Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo, that's on you. Diamonds on my neck, posing tears, hopping out the jet, leers, bad bitches getting wet here. Yes, don't call me.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another review video, and today with me I have a 2012 Mustang Shelby GT500, and I want to give a huge thanks to Gary Force Honda for allowing me the opportunity to review this car for you guys, and also Daniel Del Rio, one of the salesperson here that has hooked me up with a bunch of amazing cars to review. All right, so let's get started with this video, and we're gonna start off by talking about the power on this car, which is pretty amazing, trust me. This has a 5.4 liter supercharged V8 hooked up to a 6-speed manual transmission. This car puts out 550 horsepower and 510 pounds of torque. So, you know, it is supercharged. 2 years after, in 2014, is when Shelby upgraded their engine bay, and it pushed out more power than this one currently does. So in 2014, I believe the Shelby GT500 ended up pushing 663 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite recall the torque at the moment, you know. But yeah, that is more powerful than this one actually is, and that is actually more powerful, or has more power than the new Camaro Z01 has. MPG on this car is 15 city and 23 highway, which some of you are not going to care. You don't buy this car for the best MPG. If that was the case, you'd probably be in a Prius and not a Shelby GT500. This car will also do 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. Outside, you have this white paint with the red racing stripes, which I'm personally not a big fan of. That it's white and the red stripes. To me, you know, I would have preferred a different color combination with the stripe, probably black or blue. Wheels on this car, they are 19s up front and 19s in the rear. Let's start off with the interior review. I would tell you all, like as I normally do, and tell you what I like and, you know, what to expect when you buy this car. So right here at the door, you have your armrest, leather wrap, but not the most comfortable actually. You know, you have your automatic window switches for both driver and passenger. Up here you have your door handle lock and unlock switch, and right above you have your mirror controllers, which, you know, it's pretty nice located. Right here you have your light switch controllers, parking lights, and automatic. You have your info, setup, and reset button, which I will show you what exactly each one of them do once I get to the instrument cluster. Aluminum pedals right down below. You see that light right there? I'll also talk about that once I get to the instrument cluster. You have a leather and suede wrap steering wheel. In the center you have your recognizable Shelby logo. You know, you have the Cobra right there, the horn. On the left you have your cruise control switches, and on the right you have your phone and audio controllers. All right, so moving on to the instrument cluster, you have your speedo on the left and your tachometer on the right with the SVT logo right in the center, so you know you're not driving your average, or it's not just your average Mustang. In the center you have your fuel gauge, your PSI gauge, and your temperature gauges. So let's talk about the buttons I was talking about earlier, the info, setup, and reset buttons. Click the info button. It will tell you your trip A, trip B miles, your miles to empty, and your odometer. This car currently has 17,243 miles, which that's not that much, honestly, for a 2012 car. We're talking about a 6-year-old car with 17,000 miles. You know, just your average car nowadays, or people put in an average about 12,000 miles per year, I believe. So 17,000 is nothing compared to that. On this setup, you know, you can do your system check that will tell you everything is pretty much healthy on the car. Everything is okay. You also check your oil life, your steering wheel settings from comfort, standard, and sport. Let's leave that on sport. You have your gauge color, you have your halo light, your halo color, your ambient light, and your ambient dimmer, ambient color that right now it's on red. And you know, since I was mentioning on the footwell, you know, you have your red lighting, but you can actually switch that around from a different color. It's also on the door and on the cup holders. Let me show you what I mean, but you can actually customize that. So let me show you the different colors that it has. You see it changing? Got the blue, green, purple. You can actually customize that, which I'm gonna leave it on red because it matches the seats. So moving on to the infotainment system on this car, as you can see, it's pretty basic, but once again, this is a 2012 model. You have 10 preset buttons that you can set up pretty much up to 10 different radio stations. You have your station controllers right here for you can check the text, the info on each track on the radio. Menu, sound, clock, and phone. Right down below you have your disc or your CD loader, and the button to bring the CD out. Right down below you have your audio and your FM, Sirius XM, CD, and auxiliary options, your tune knob. Right down below you have your climate control. This is not dual climate. Below that you have your traction control buttons, your hazard, and your trunk release button. And right here is the 6-speed manual that I was talking about. Suede wrapped, white knob, and it has the black racing stripe. Right in the center you have your illuminated cup holders, which I showed you how to customize that if you want to change a different color. Right in the center, you just press the Shelby logo and it'll open the center console, which you'll have your auxiliary and USB port, and also a 12-volt power outlet right there. Some coin slots to save your change. The weirdest thing that I found on this car is that opening right there. As you can see, it's you can see inside there, and if you have your e-brake, this little rod will comes back out. I'm not sure exactly why there's that opening right there, but if you guys know, please leave a comment below, and I would love to know why exactly there is that opening. Moving on to the seats on this car, they are leather wrapped. They feel pretty comfortable. You got your bolstering on the side, suede and leather wrapped. You have your Cobra logo on the back. For the back, they are pretty much just leather wrapped. You don't have any suede part. You don't have the Cobra logo on them, but they are pretty comfortable. Back spacing on the Shelby, it's not the best. On the Challenger that I reviewed, they are pretty much better comfortable because the car is bigger, interior, and you have so much space in the back as well. You will feel pretty comfortable. I'm a small guy, and having the seat adjusted to my height, I fit pretty nice back there. But you do feel crowded in there. It's not the biggest one out of the 3 muscle cars. Space and storage on this car. Well, you only have 2 cup holders. All right, let me tell you that you only get 2 cup holders for their whole car. So if maybe you have some friends in the back seat and you stop by McDonald's, get yourself a drink or something, well, they're out of luck because the only 2 cup holders that this car has they are right here up in the front. There are none on the doors, none on the back, and that is something weird. On the doors, you do have a small little storage area, but it's not that deep. Center glove box is pretty small. The design is weird, and you can't fit that much stuff in there. Center console, same thing goes for it. Weird design, and it's not really that big. So storage on this car, it's pretty low. It's not the best. The trunk on this car is not the biggest. It's a pretty decent size, but the opening, so you can't fit any large luggage, so you're gonna be having to deal with that. It's not the biggest opening as compared to the Challenger that I reviewed, but it'll get the job done. So this car, it's pretty good looking. It definitely stands out from the rest. When you see this car out there, it's a Shelby. What that brand, what that logo stands for. It's recognizable. People know exactly what you're driving. You're not just driving your average Mustang. Would I buy this car? And I would honestly have to say yes. It is not the best when it comes to interior and storage, but I would definitely love to have this car, in my garage one day. Would I use it for a weekend, or would it be a daily for me? It's not a car that I would want to be driving around all the time, that this is the only car that I have. Too much power, and over here where I live, we get snow and rain a lot, and it is not the best combination when you have too much power and with rear-wheel drive. Accidents are meant to happen when you put them 2 things together. But nonetheless, I would not mind driving this car for a whole week during the summer or more, because you know it's a pretty nice car. I love it, and I would not mind owning it at all. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I have other cars coming up, so if you don't want to miss it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos that I have. I will see you all on the next video. Take it easy. Peace.